Welcome back to the Clear Skin Podcast. We are back with Nikki and Amelia from Clear Skin Solutions. And today we want to tackle one of the biggest skincare challenges, and that is textured skin. So if you've been struggling with uneven textured skin, it's likely that you're feeling a little bit stressed out about it. Your makeup's probably not sitting properly. You're wondering where all these bumps are coming from, but just know that you're not alone. So whether you have those persistent bumps, you've got deep creases, rough patches, we know that it can be extremely frustrating. So we want to help you understand the root cause, because that's really the first step in addressing the issues beneath the skin surface, because we know that there's a lot going on underneath that surface, and it's going to show up on the surface of your skin if we don't take care of it. So today we're going to explore what textured skin is, how it shows up in your skin, and the effects of your skin outcomes. So we're going to show you our 3-step plan using our powerful products. So let's dive in so that we can start understanding textured skin. Nikki, could you help our listeners identify what textured skin is and what causes it?
The first and foremost, the most important thing in my mind is retraining people to comprehend how to prevent or slow down that process of that textured skin. One of the hardest things is that we've all been trained to over exfoliate our skin,
Yes.
right? So one of the tendencies that we might experience with a new client is they've been exfoliating their skin so much that retraining that skin barrier and bringing down that inflammation sometimes makes them think that it's counterintuitive, that we're not going to be able to attack that texture or to heal the texture is a better way of saying it. If you think back to that popular apricot, what is that called?
We
were just
St.
I you called it Ivory St. Ives, and it's like rough. It's creating small tears on the skin, right? And all that happens with something like that is the skin is so intelligent and so smart. It's like, sister, you have a trauma going on. I gotta help you.
Need to create a little more.
Yeah, I'm gonna create some extra keratosis, and I'm gonna create some more inflammation and irritation. So what we want to do is, and if you've been following us on podcasts, it's a theme. We want to create peace with our skin, right? And so first and foremost, what we want to do is calm things down so that the skin doesn't over create more trauma.
So
just because
are you saying that like people are just over exfoliating and that's just it's creating more and more and more inflammation? It's not repairing that skin barrier, and it's definitely not helping with the textured skin, right? Because we're causing damage to the skin.
Listen, I'm going to add, how many people have we seen come in that have done medical grade chemical pills?
Right.
And they're like, "I need more of those because it was gone for a little bit." Well, it was gone for a little bit, but it it was so temporary, and you've created more problems in the meantime. So our approach is just to
Then start thinning the skin.
Oh heavens. Yeah, that thinning of the skin and
That premature aging, it's like that thin skin that we get when we're older, starting to get it at a young age because we're taking off the top layer of our skin over and over.
yes, because we've been using the wrong products for our skin.
So what happens if, so aside from those apricot scrubs that are, creating little micro tears in the skin, what if somebody's using a professional exfoliant that's still not the first step in treating textured skin, I'm assuming?
I would say like any type of manual exfoliation is probably going to be a no-go for me. So
Okay.
manual exfoliation is really harsh on the skin. When we start exfoliating the skin in the spot and seeing people that we've repaired their skin barrier, they're in a place where we can start exfoliating their skin, we start moving more towards chemical exfoliations, where we're getting the products to do the exfoliating for us, and we're completely stepping away from the manual exfoliation. So any harsh rubbing with a rag on your face is no more. We're not doing harsh exfoliants, anything that has like the little, we do have one that has like the little jojoba
It's the
esters
jojoba beads,
inside it,
yes.
and they're so gentle, but we still say not to do it very often. But
Mm.
anything that where you're starting to get those larger beads inside of it, that you're feeling that abrasiveness, those
Or
are
the stripping SOS products that are like making, and we're so addicted to that feeling, like, ooh, I feel clean, and what is that like?
it's like that squeaky clean
Yes.
feeling that you get after you've
Yes.
washed your face with something that has SLS in it that we've all become addicted to.
Yeah,
But
if it's
unfortunately, it just
if it's feeling squeaky clean, you've stripped it.
we've
We're
gone
not-
too far.
We've gone
You've
too
gone
far.
okay, so if you have squeaky clean skin, you've gone too far, people.
You have.
So
have.
let's before we go into the best pore smoothing treatments and tricks that we've got up our sleeves, Amelia, could you tell us maybe a little bit about what are some of the specific factors that contribute to the development of textured skin? I know that there's not just one thing that's a culprit for that.
So like we were just talking about with the manual exfoliation is a huge one. And with that being said, the premature aging that comes with it also causes a ton of texture and that thinning of the skin that we were talking about, just because we're losing all of our hydration. And when we are repairing the skin barrier, we're always looking to bring that hydration back and then putting the moisture on top of it so that we can get the skin back to like its natural supple smoothness. Sun damage is a huge one. And so when we start getting actual damage from the sun, it typically comes up as a huge texture spot. A lot of like cell regeneration where the skin is just kind of turning over really quickly and you're getting little spots with a lot of built up skin.
Yeah.
That built up skin, again, manual exfoliation isn't going to resolve it. It's going to make it worse. And so you find a spot and you rub the crap out of it manually. And unfortunately, your body, like she's saying, your skin is really intelligent. It's creating that because you need it. So you get rid of it and now it's producing even more. And then it's counterintuitive. We're going back and forth.
It's
And
out saying, what are you doing? I need that. Doesn't
absolutely.
like it to be taken away through that exfoliation.
And then the skin dehydration, a lot of times it doesn't just come from external factors. Skin dehydration, if you're feeling like your skin is textured, you're probably dehydrated. And that can come from internal factors such as needing to drink water, needing to have the correct pro omegas, things that are going to be nourishing you from the inside out. Depending on what your diet is like, if you're eating a lot of processed foods that unfortunately aren't giving us the fatty oils and things that we need in order for our skin to repair itself, using the wrong products. And so using products that are unfortunately too strong or exfoliating for our face. So when we start talking about chemical exfoliants, they're not like a one size fits all. So just because something is a chemical exfoliant does not mean that it's meant for your skin type. And it might be okay for your skin type, but not right now. We might have to build up to something like that. So starting things in a way that we're doing it really gently, where your skin's not going to overreact.
Makes sense. What would you say are the most common types of skin texture that you've seen?
You hear us talk a lot about the dysfunction of the pore, right? Where it creates an abundance of keratosis, but it doesn't know what to do with it. And that's how we introduce products to start retraining those pores how to do it. Well, that same line of thinking deals with our skin and premature aging. Like if we're creating inflammation and a need for an abundance of keratosis, we're going to end up with quite a bit of texture. So two different types of texture right there. It's usually coming from a lot of the same things. We can also see diet issues. I can't even tell you how many times I've watched the process of somebody's skin as they've changed their diet to a whole food diet, moving away from processed foods, moving away from a high carb diet, sugars, high carb, high sugars. And all of a sudden they've lost skin tags, or they've lost keratosis, and they've lost some wounds, actual body wounds, because we're balancing our hormones. A lot of people ask us, like, should we go and get my hormones tested? A lot of times, just by changing our diet, those insulin hormonal issues will resolve themselves, and you don't need to go. It's super important to find products that are lower irritation and non-stripping of the skin. And that really allows us to start attacking all of the skin texture issues.
Mhm.
You came to us and you did not have acne.
Right.
And in our first appointment, you said, I don't have inflammation and I just really have pigment issues and I'm really dry. And I don't think that this is going to really work for me, but whatever.
And now?
And I was able to see that you had some texture.
Yes.
And you weren't even aware that you had some. And a lot of times we have clients that are like, my skincare routine is working for me. And we can see clearly that it's not. So what did you notice by changing some things and changing your products?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, I was always on that because I've got a drier skin. I was always on that hunt for like hydration because my skin always felt, especially during the winter, it just felt really tight and uncomfortable. Felt irritated without really having like irritation visible to the eye. Like I'd get itchy kind of in, certain spots that are a little bit more sensitive, like around the nose and stuff. So once I got on to proper skincare routine where I was, using the right cleanser that wasn't stripping my skin, that I was infusing it with those, really great hydrating serums and putting my moisturizer on that was actually like healing instead of just kind of, sitting there and not really doing what it needed to do. It's been a huge, huge change in my skin. It feels like I even noticed that even though I didn't think that I had textured skin, I did notice that I had some rough patches on my skin. They're completely gone. And that's just through using my regular products every day, every night. No treatments, nothing, just skincare, pure skincare. And I think we not have a client who literally just said, when we were talking about diet issues, she just said like, okay, she gets it now. She understands that, a big part of it is making sure that she's eating the right things because, it's obviously going to affect her skin outcomes if she doesn't, right? So yeah,
That have done this for a while and they have fought us on them. And
yeah,
I'm calling them the LED talks because I get them under the LED and they come clean on stuff.
right.
And the joke is it feels like I'm going to the priest, right? Like, so tell me. But really what it's turned into, if I can figure out how to video them and share them better, is it becomes like a time where they start talking about like, I didn't get the diet connection.
Right.
Like I didn't get how my diet has created texture.
Mhm.
And it's because of the education that we receive by having hands-on. We have a great skincare line that I'm so proud of, and we change skin everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're in this town, but what allows us to start learning even more is having that one-on-one, hands-on every day to watch how somebody's skin can finally be changed after so much texture
Mhm.
and just that connection about I'm not going to name the name of the shake companies, but protein shakes and protein bars, and all of us trying to find that quick solution when the quick solution is really a whole food,
Yeah.
right? And when that clicks in for them, whether by they've had enough and they're like, fine, I'll follow that recommendation, or they did it at the beginning and fell off of it,
Mhm.
right?
It's easy to do, right? It's hard. And I think that that's where,
I did it for 2.5 months, girl. We had our birthdays. I went cray cray. And not only was my skin an issue, but my body was starting to ache again. I was starting to have headaches. The inflammation was setting inside and out.
right.
And so I'm not coming from a judgmental place. I get it. I really do.
You've been
But
there.
I educate them on a regular basis that diet does matter. Our body needs nutrition and our skin does too.
Especially if you're noticing that you have really resistant acne, you're still getting a lot of cystic acne after you've been following a protocol, you're using all of the clean ingredients, your shampoo doesn't have pork loggers in it, all of your body lotions and everything is right.
And that's
And
spray tanning.
you're still getting this deep cystic acne. Well, that cystic acne is probably coming from
Diet.
internal
Internal.
diets, you know?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think, it's really great that with your programs, whether it be virtual or in clinic, even if you're just coming in for a consultation, right? Like it's really one-on-one because so many people are self-diagnosing out there. We look at a big, huge wall of products thinking, okay, this one's going to be good for me because it says this, or, but really we're chasing after something that, is almost going to be impossible to resolve unless we look into these other factors, right? So it's, yes, the right products are definitely going to be super important, but then we have to look into kind of those internal issues that are also going to show up on the skin. And the bonus to that is you get, your one-on-one connection with your skin therapist, again, whether you're in Ardmore, Oklahoma, or whether you're anywhere else, like where I'm in Canada, and you're going to get that one-on-one attention, and we're going to help walk you through that process. We want to see your skin pics. We want to see how you're doing. We want to know that, what we've kind of prepared for you is working, and that you're able to easily follow along with that routine. So I think that that's such a huge, bonus. So not only are we changing skin, but when we start looking into those other factors, you're actually getting kind of like, 2 for 1, because we're also helping you with, diet and lifestyle factors that are contributing. So you're changing not just on the outside, but you're changing the inside. And I think that's really important. Let's introduce our 3-step solution to banishing textured skin. We've got 3 amazing products that we want to talk about. And some of our clients have actually requested that we've create a big vat of products so that we can bathe in it. But we're working on that. So our first product is our 3 products, our youth restoring booster that we want to talk about, our peptide plus moisturizer, and our Chaga Chaga Love Cream. So let's dive into those solutions. Amelia, could you tell us a little bit about the first product, our youth restoring booster, and how it helps with smoothing out textured skin?
Yeah, Youth Restoring Booster is kind of a thicker viscosity HA serum that we absolutely love. It has plumping properties, it's rich in antioxidants, it hydrates the skin, and it has one component in it that I'm super excited about. One of the ingredients is, I might say this wrong, so don't come after me, y'all. Acetylpeptide 3, which is a miracle ingredient for dehydrated skin, and is actually has studies that I'm not going to say right now because I'm not the one backing them, but they have studies that says that it has Botox-like effects on wrinkles. So using that on your under eyes, on your forehead, all over your face when you're dry. But if I'm going to skip it ever, it's definitely going to go on my under eyes and around my eyes entirely.
Yes.
Youth Restoring Booster is my favorite. It's gold.
Those of you that are aging, we all are.
All over the neck.
All over the neck.
All over the neck.
Actually, all 3 ingredients that we're about to talk about, all 3 products that we're about to talk about.
And décolleté, don't forget that.
Yep.
And the top of my hands as well.
Yep.
Okay, the next product we want to talk about is our peptide plus moisturizer. It's our second product. So tell me how amazing this product is to help repair the skin.
This is our wound healer. I always people will say, why do you have 2 moisturizers that you love? And sometimes we recommend them both at the same time. Number 1, because that peptide moisturizer is a wound healer. It really allows the skin to heal. That's our go-to when we first see somebody with high inflammation. Like, let's calm everything down. That copper and that peptide that's in that moisturizer just repairs that skin like no other. So at nighttime, sometimes I'll do I always do the Youth Restoring Booster. And most nights I'll do the peptide with the chaga on top, just because I'm going to be able to get that combination that really allows that inflammation to be reversed and the healing process to begin.
Peptide Plus I also use on my son's eczema. Copper peptides, they found, have been healing for like animals and just all bodies alike. And so my son is under 3 years old, and he has had eczema essentially since he was born. So it's something we fought for a long time. And Peptide Plus is probably one of the only things I can use on his skin that doesn't irritate him, and it doesn't dry him out, and it heals all the stuff that he got going on, and he's not mad about it because it's not a super, super thick moisturizer.
And it's not going to sting or burn or anything like that when it goes on, because a lot of times when, you know, you've got that eczema and damaged skin, then sometimes when you put products on, it can feel a little irritating too. So this isn't going to do that.
It's miraculous.
It is miraculous.
I've watched virtual clients like heal from eczema and
Rosacea.
Yeah.
And it just is a miracle moisturizer.
Yeah, and that's, you know, when we can see those results firsthand. Again, some of our clients are just using products. They're not coming in for treatments. We're just coaching them, you know, virtually through all the products that they should be using and helping them along the way to, you know, adjust here and there as needed. So, all right, let's go into our Chugga Chugga Love Cream. Nikki, that's our third product that we want to share. So let's talk about how that plays a role in addressing our textured skin.
Oh, it's really, really our love cream, isn't it?
Yeah, love cream.
It's our love cream. It was at the beginning, everybody was testing it out before we bottled it, and everybody was like, I love this cream. So it literally is our love cream. It's infused with chaga mushroom, and chaga mushroom extract is and its percentage is really high in this moisturizer. It's shocking how good this formula is. It literally plumps. You think about youth restoring booster and you add chaga into that, it literally nourishes and plumps for a smoother and more even complexion. Whoever dreamt that something this thick and delicious is good for inflammation, not only inflammation and sensitivity, but also for those that deal with acne. It's just an amazing formula. And one of the things I really love chaga for is right underneath my sunscreen and my makeup, because it really allows that smooth complexion. Talk about untextured skin.
Nice.
Well, you still are doing the essential basics, so don't let us fool you. We're still the essential basics is like, once you have created that healthy relationship with your skin, which through blue light photos, most of the time it only takes 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? Like most of the time we see this shift and the change happen within 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Amelia, what do we add in then?
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, straight up vitamin A.
Vitamin A. Okay.
Great for acne. It's the best for age management. It's gonna be the vitamin that keeps you young for the rest of your days. We love vitamin A.
Think about all these teenagers that start a vitamin A and a skincare protocol at a young age.
Like ice princess for the rest of your life. You will never age.
You will literally never age. Like, so jealous. But it's true. Vitamin A, it is a miracle. And once again, when we talk about face, around the eyes, we've got the eye cream, Rejuvenate, and the eye cream I like to do around my eye and on my neck. And then Revita A, my face, my décolleté, my chest, and my hands. Like,
it's great for texture.
And Julia is still in the cute phase where she's like, you can use what you have left over. I'm at the, oh, my hands are starting to look like little old lady hands. So they're being treated as my face. So
as their own. So they get an extra pump out of that Revita A.
Yeah, they're in on the nourishment and the vitamin A's.
So many people, you know, people try and use a vitamin A and they just get irritated. What's the answer to that? I know that you're
so insane, and how many times you've told me about people saying, and we've heard it here, I can't do vitamin A's. Like, I can't. It's just been the wrong formula for you, right? It's the wrong type of vitamin A for you. And the type that we use, Amelia, what did you say it is?
It's a retinol propionate. So I like to consider it as retinol's nicer younger sister. It has a longer chain reaction process. So the steps that it takes to convert to a really good vitamin A in your skin is a little bit longer, which doesn't make it less potent or any less efficient. It just makes it so that it's really, really great for sensitive skin and people who usually can't tolerate a retinol. And also, it doesn't have the same rep as retinol does, in the
Right.
sense that a lot of people, when you start talking about vitamin A, they start to think that they're going to have a reaction from it, a lot of sloughing, their skin's going to turn bright red. Where in this case, we're getting all of the amazing benefits from it, but we're not having that reaction from the get go of starting it. But there are some people who are sensitive even to the retinol propionate. And in those cases, we do rejuvenate eye cream because it doesn't have any pore cloggers or irritants. It has amazing formulations. And the retinol propionate is lower down in the ingredient deck. So it's even more gentle for people with sensitive skin.
Right. So if they were really irritated, they take the eye cream and use it as a face.
Yep, absolutely.
for
And
the
then
for
you're
the
kind
retinol.
of building up to being able to use Revita A.
Right. Well, and that's the other thing too. So, I mean, that's why we kind of popped it in last, because we want to again make sure that that skin barrier is getting repaired using, our essential basics, and then the products that we talked about today. And then we help people introduce that retinol slowly into their skincare routine, and we tell them when to be using it, and then how often to kind of keep increasing the uses of it. Thank you so much for sharing. Just want to let everybody know that if you are struggling to find the right combo to deal with your skin texture, we're here to help. You can shop these 3 products at clearskinsolutions.com. You can reach out to us if you're struggling with, applying retinol. We can help you with a schedule for that. And as we said, these are products that we want to make sure that you're still pairing them with your daily skincare routine. So, we want to get you with that perfect skincare match. If you're unsure what that is, you can take our skin quiz to get a customized skincare routine, which is going to be specific to your skin concerns. And you can go on clearskinsolutions.com and take our skin quiz there, and you'll get a whole regimen after your quiz is complete, and it'll be customized to your skin. So thank you everybody for joining us today. Yes. Oh,
It's still, if you want to do the one-on-one help, we still have the virtual program.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've got skin quiz where you can get customized skincare that we think is appropriate for your skin, or if you need that extra support, we do have our virtual skin program, where it's a 3-month program that you work with a skin therapist, and you come out with glowing, beautiful skin at the end. We love it. We've got tons and tons of photos on our website, before and after pictures. You can see people who have gone through our programs and have been very successful, where otherwise they haven't been before, and they're at their last resort. And once they see the beauty in our process and our products, they never go back, right? So thanks for joining us today, and we will be back next month for another episode of the Clear Skin Podcast. As always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And again, if you need any extra skincare guidance, we are just a text, phone call, or email away, info@clearskinsolutions.com. So make sure you reach out to us today. And thanks, ladies. We will see you again next month for another Clear Skin Podcast.
Thank you.
I love these.
Bye.